How's it going, guys? I saw this movie yesterday called The Forest. You probably have heard of it. It got a wide release, and yeah, it got a wide release in January. And it's a movie that is directed by this person right here that I'm about to pull up. Give me a sec. It stars Natalie Dormer. She's the main protagonist of the movie, and it's directed by somebody named Jason Zada. The Forest is based on a real-life phenomena, I guess you could call it, and it's a forest in Japan known as the Suicide Forest, and I could not for the life of me pronounce the forest's name, but yeah, it's basically just about this, this forest in Japan, where people go to commit suicide, and, it's a real-life thing, this is a real forest, and it's supposedly, a place where people go to commit suicide, and people think it's haunted, and it's actually, a very interesting story, and it's honestly something that's, I think worth looking into if you're, like, looking for a good scare. It's actually pretty interesting stuff. But as for this piece of shit movie, the film is about this woman named Sarah who goes to this forest in Japan to find her sister Jess, who, got lost in this suicide forest, and, so her and all these other people, try to go into the forest to find her twin sister, and that's pretty much the story of the forest, that's all it is. It's honestly pretty generic. My main problem with the forest is that it's not trying to do anything new, it's not trying to be original, it's a very, very, very generic horror film. And yeah, that's all it is, and it knows that's what it is, and that's kind of what pisses me off about it, is that it does not, try anything new, it does not try to be original, it just knows that it's a generic piece of crap horror movie, and yeah, for that reason, I don't like this movie very much. This movie relies on very cheap jump scares, and, these jump scares are so bad, they're not even scary, it's like, something that came out of a YouTube video, like, it looks so bad, it is very, very cheesy, and it's honestly just kind of laughable, and the jump scares are awful, and there's a lot of them in this film, and like I said, that's all the movie relies on, is just these cheap, cheesy jump scares that aren't even scary. And above all that, the story isn't very original, the acting is very, very bad, there's not really any redeeming qualities in this film, at least, that I've found. Some decent stuff I could say about it, the movie looked fine, I thought it was overall, a pretty good looking movie, the camera work, everything seemed fine. The editing is a bit choppy for some reason. I don't know, what it is about the editing. It doesn't feel right. It kind of feels like somebody didn't know what they were doing. I can't explain it, but it's very awkward, the way it's edited. But I guess for the most part it looked okay. And the movie kind of, what I like about it is that it has some sort of, it has this atmosphere that I guess it does a good job, creating, like, it's in this forest, and the forest is supposed to be haunted. As generic as that sounds, and as generic as it is, there's something about it that just seems very moody and atmospheric, and, something that I kind of like about it. And but other than that, there's really no redeeming qualities in this film. The twist ending, you see it, miles away. It's just, it's not very good. It's very predictable. And this movie, at the very, very end of the film, like before the credits start rolling, has the most dumbest, cheapest jump scare I have ever seen in a movie. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, and it's very, very laughable, and it's awful. The jump scare is awful. And yeah, so it was not a very good movie, at least for me. But yeah, so The Forest, that's really all I gotta say about it. It's a very kind of a bad movie. I didn't enjoy it, besides the little tidbits that I mentioned. It wasn't very enjoyable, and overall, I'm probably going to give The Forest a 2 out of 5. I'm going to give it a 2 because, like I said, I think the movie does a good job at building atmosphere, and to be honest, I kind of like Jason Zada's previous work. I know he was involved with the found footage film The Houses That October Built. I don't know what exactly he did in that movie. I know he wasn't the director, but he did something. But he was involved in that movie, and he was also responsible for doing this, something called Take This Lollipop. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's like this very weird, kind of creepy thing that you can do online. It's just very, very interesting, and he's the man behind that, and I think that whole thing is sort of genius, so I kind of like this guy's work, and, I just kind of want to see, him try to do something a little bit better next time, so Yeah, I think, overall the forest could have been better, especially, on a subject matter like this, the suicide forest, very interesting subject, but for some reason the movie just did not, pull it off very good. So overall, I probably wouldn't recommend The Forest, it's not very good. Just don't waste your time. Just watch, there's so many better movies out there that you can watch. Just skip it, in my opinion. It's not very good. But yeah, that's about it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Jacob Palacio, and I will see you guys